the Battle of Ramree Island. The Battle of Ramree Island took place in January and February 1945 during the final months of World War II. It occurred on Ramree Island, which is located off the western coast of Myanmar in Southeast Asia. At that time, Myanmar was part of a larger area known as Burma. The island was controlled by soldiers from Japan. However, Allied forces led by the United Kingdom wanted to capture it. Ramree Island was strategically important. Military leaders believed that if the Allies gained control of the island, they could build an airfield there. An airfield would allow Allied planes to refuel, land safely, and launch new missions. Because of this, the island became a key target in the Burma campaign, a series of battles fought in Southeast Asia during World War II. The battle began on January 14, 1945, when British and Allied forces landed on Ramree Island. They arrived by sea with support from naval ships and aircraft. The landing marked the beginning of a carefully planned attack to remove Japanese forces from the island. At first, Japanese soldiers defended their positions strongly. They used the island's natural landscape, including hills and thick vegetation, to protect themselves. Fighting continued for several days as Allied forces advanced slowly across the island. The Allies had more supplies, more troops, and stronger air and naval support. As a result, they gradually pushed the Japanese soldiers farther inland. By late January, the situation became increasingly difficult for the Japanese forces. Instead of surrendering, many of the remaining Japanese soldiers chose to retreat into a large mangrove swamp on the island. A mangrove swamp is an area filled with muddy water, tangled tree roots, insects, and wildlife. The soldiers hoped they could move through the swamp to reach another part of the island where they might escape or regroup. However, the swamp created serious challenges. The ground was wet and unstable, making it extremely hard to walk. Clean drinking water and food were scarce. Mosquitoes and other insects spread disease. In addition, the swamp was home to saltwater crocodiles, one of the largest and most powerful crocodile species in the world. Conditions in the swamp were harsh and dangerous. Over the following nights, many soldiers in the swamp did not survive. Some died from illness, dehydration, and exhaustion. Others were attacked by wildlife. Historical reports describe this period as one of the most frightening and difficult parts of the battle. Only a small number of Japanese soldiers eventually made it out of the swamp. By February 1945, Allied forces had secured control of Ramree Island. With the island under their control, they quickly began building an airfield. This new base helped support further Allied operations in Southeast Asia and brought them closer to defeating Japanese forces in the region. The Battle of Ramree Island demonstrates how geography can strongly influence the outcome of a military conflict. The natural environment, including the mangrove swamp, played a major role in what happened after the Japanese retreat. The battle also shows how strategic locations, such as islands with space for airfields, were extremely important during World War II. Furthermore, this event reminds us that war is not only about weapons and armies. It also involves difficult decisions, survival challenges, and the powerful impact of nature. The capture of Ramree Island helped the Allies strengthen their position in Southeast Asia and contributed to the eventual end of World War II. In conclusion, the Battle of Ramree Island was a significant event in the Burma campaign. Through understanding this battle, we learn about strategy, geography, and the human experiences that shaped history.